After a lengthy discussion and testimony by both sides, the Board of Appeals decided to continue a hearing in which the Planning Board is looking to appeal the building permit for a hotel in the district until Tuesday, January 19th. National Development, owner of the district, which was formerly called New England Executive Park, is looking to build a Residence Inn by Marriott in the park and was given a building permit by Burlington Building Inspector John Clancy to do so. However, members of the Planning Board are concerned that the plan includes stovetop cooking surfaces in the rooms, something they say violates the language of the Planned Development District approved by town meeting in 2009 to ensure that people do not live long-term in the hotel.
The Planning Board is appealing the building permit for the proposed hotel at New England Executive Park, and we're doing that because we disagree with the opinion of the building inspector. That's the basis of our appeal. The issue, as we see, it's pretty simple. The bylaw, as passed by town meeting, clearly prohibits cooking in rooms occupied by guests in a hotel at the New England Executive Park. The construction plans submitted by the developer clearly show guest rooms containing provisions for cooking in the rooms. I would almost like to say that's it, but I know that you got to go a little more.
There are a lot of details in the arguments on both sides, but in broad strokes, the case laid out by the Planning Board members is that the PDD for the park, it states that a full-service hotel shall be permitted as defined by the zoning bylaw, and that any new residence hotel or motel as defined in the zoning bylaw shall not be permitted. They then point to the language on zoning bylaws, which defines a hotel as a building or several buildings containing sleeping rooms for residents or transient guests with a provision for serving food in a public dining room, but no cooking in rooms occupied by the guests.
Now, with these descriptions about the types of hotels that can and cannot be built at New England Executive Park and what's in them, I find it difficult to see any ambiguity in the language. It's clearly applicable to the hotel proposed at New England Executive Park.
The reason the Planning Board members stress that the argument has no ambiguity is because the PDD also contains provision which states that if there's any gray areas in the language, any conflict or ambiguity shall be resolved or construed by the Inspector of Buildings, and Burlington's building inspector already approved the current plans.
To me, the construction plans which call for cooking in the rooms, appliances for that, when the language of the bylaw clearly prohibits that activity, it's far from ambiguous. This artificial ambiguity argument, I think it's a frivolous fabrication. Let's not get distracted from the clear language of the bylaw, which states no cooking in rooms occupied by guests.
Representatives of National Development, however, say the language of the PDD is unclear when it comes to hotels. They point to the use table in the document that says a full-service hotel with amenities such as restaurants, function rooms, conference rooms, lounge facilities, health spa, etc., and including select service and boutique hotels is permitted by right. They argue that the zoning bylaws do not have a definition of select service or boutique hotels, which covers their project.
So you've been told that tonight that by the Planning Board that this is a really simple situation, very straightforward, and there's really not much to discuss. Well, in the course of that presentation earlier tonight, you were referred to not one definition of a full-service hotel, you were referred to two definitions of a full-service hotel. You were referred to one in section 2.37 of the bylaw, and you were told that's it. That is absolutely the definition. Oh, but wait, there's also this definition in section 4.7. There are two definitions of full-service hotel in the bylaw. Right off the bat, we got trouble in terms of clarity. Two definitions. The second definition, section 4.7, includes the terms select service hotel, boutique hotel. Are those terms defined in the bylaw? No, they are not. Is there any reference in terms of the word cooking related to select service, boutique hotel? No, no reference to cooking with either of those terms. When on inquiry, the board asked tonight of the Planning Board, well, what do those words mean? The answer back was, I don't know what those words mean. Don't worry about, you need not worry about those words. It may mean different things in different places. If that isn't the definition of ambiguity, I don't know what is.
In the end, the Board of Appeals decided to continue the hearing, in large part because Building Inspector John Clancy was not in attendance. However, they did ask if there was a possibility that the two sides could come to an agreement. National Development said not if the agreement prohibited the use of cooktop stoves, because that would make them lose their deal with Marriott, something they would fight to keep.
As you know, or as we've tried to be clear, that's not an issue we have flexibility on. If we lose those, we lose the Residence Inn by Marriott franchise. If we lose the Marriott Inn by franchise Marriott, we lose our funding, we lose our lending, and as we've explained to the Planning Board, we end up with a hole in the ground and a lawsuit.
At Burlington Town Hall, I'm B News Director Rich Hosford. Back to you in the studio.